Greetings from Dr. Gharge Sunita, Department of English, Savitribai Phule, Mahila Mahavidyalay, Satara. I welcome again BCom Part 2 students. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about conversation skills. It is again the communication skill, and in which skill we are going to see what type of the conversation skills are. Generally, there is a social interaction between the people, whether the known or unknown people. But people always communicate with each other. And for this communication, language is the media, with which language the people express themselves and try to express it on their own way. India is a multilingual and multicultural country. English is used as link language. Conversation is normally a matter of giving and receiving information, but a form of social interaction. I focus here upon the social interaction. This social interaction where there the people communicate with some purpose. We communicate with others by using various concepts dealing with request, permission, agreement, disagreement, and so on. We use polite language while expressing request, asking for information, seeking some the information, and getting the permission. In this unit, we are going to discuss on the conversation skills like self introduction, asking for information, making requests, seeking permission, expressing agreement and disagreement. Learner can acquire these skills through practice. That is, there is the necessity of the practice. Practice makes the man perfect. So practice is necessary. Generally we communicate. Always we communicate. But, but there are some standard norms for such type of the conversations. So these norms, in the case of introducing yourself or introduction of yourself at various situations are there. These situations are different at different places with different persons. So how to introduce yourself, especially with the strangers and with the intimate as well as the known people? There are some do's, that is, what to do when you introduce yourself in the public or with the strangers or with the intimate fellows. In this list of the do's, first is most effective body language aspect, and it is the eye contact. Now, in this online lecture, if I look downward, it becomes tedious. It becomes tiresome for the listener or for the audience. So I have to look into the lens of this camera. Then my eyes will look the open eyes. Otherwise, you will say the eyes are closed. So naturally here is the eye contact is most important. This eye contact when you personally speak with the others, with the strangers, with the friends, with the relatives, whoever is there in which you are going to communicate. So this eye contact being the body language naturally necessary for this introduction. When you introduce yourself with the stranger, look into the eye of that stranger, not directly as angry you are, but slightly your look will be there, residing or staying in his eyes. So don't make irritate or ashamed of it, but slightly present yourself with this eye contact. When you communicate with the stranger or whoever in front of you, naturally there is the necessity of the smile on your face, not the laugh, but the smile, because your smiling face represents that in your heart, in your mind, that you are greeting and you are eager to know or you are eager to tell something to that stranger or somebody whoever is in front of you. So, smile on face is a necessary part, another which will represent your enthusiasm. Another aspect of this introducing yourself is stand straight. Especially the girls or the women, they stoop. What does it mean by stoop? That they bend, and this bending with the different reasons. Generally our culture first reason is there. Our culture says that, our culture states that, our culture has this norm that the daughter should look forward, but it should be in the cultural ways, she should look downward whenever there is the marriage ceremony or whenever there is another, the elder person, respective person in front of her, not looking directly. It is not the eye contact that culture expects. Another reason that students or girl students or the women and the girls, they have the stooping nature, or their body has the stooping this aspect, because of generally we bother about the shape. Don't be afraid of whatever your shape of your body, whatever the body organs are. Don't be ashamed of it. Being the woman, being the girl, you have special features, and these special features don't hide. Stooping is behind that. So it's my your to you advice. Don't stoop. Straight stand yourself, and this standing straight, it will suggest that you are confident. Otherwise shy, gentle, and afraid of something like this. So yourself stand straight. Exchange names in formal introduction. When you are trying to introduce yourself, try to tell at first the name. Before that, there is a greeting. Hello, I am so and so. So and so, that is, you have to tell your name. If it is formal, then begin with your first name and then the surname, or either surname and then the first name. In American style, there is a telling of the name, just first name, not the surname, not the full name, but the first name only. But in our Indian culture, there is a system of telling the name full name. Not necessary, we have to change as per the time and the need of the present situation. So, naturally, you can tell your name with greetings, and this is very first name, or you can tell first and the surname. So, like this, introduce yourself, and after introduction, the listener will introduce himself or herself with you. So, after that, there is a necessity, and the necessity is that you should shake the handshake, that is. And there is also the typical handshake. If the person in front of you with whom you are introducing is elder, respectable, and authority, then your handshake should be gentle and polite. There are some ways, we will see in detail what type of the handshakes are there. So, if the person in front of you with whom you are introducing yourself is a younger than you, or your friend, or very close intimate, then your handshake is very different. So, other greetings that you can use also in our Indian culture. And in our Indian culture, generally we join our hands for greeting and stating that Namaskar. This is our Indian style. So whatever it is, you can use it. With the greetings, you can say that good morning and the handshake or good afternoon as per the time. So after that, you can ask general questions, and in the general questions, that the person with whom you are speaking, to whom you are telling that you are from, that is your place, whether it is residing place or whether it is native place, you must tell about it, and you also can ask about it to the listener. Inform about yourself also. As you are greeting, as you are introducing yourself, similarly, that the listener also going to introduce with you, and both of you are understanding about each other. Introduction part, just understanding about each other. So, in the closing conversation, you can say that glad to see you, glad to meet you. It is a very nice time with you. Such remarks, such expressions that you can use for the closing conversation. And your conversation should be formal and polite. This is most important. This is most important, because whenever you are speaking or introducing with the stranger, with the unknown person, you should be formal. Not like family members or siblings, or with your friends, that you are reacting. Not like this. You should be very formal, and your language will reflect your politeness. These are the necessary things for introducing yourself at various situations with various fellows. The first part in the conversation skills, that is introducing yourself. Always, always in our interviews, there is a first question, introduce yourself. And at least in this introduction, you can explain yourself at least 5 minutes. At least 5 minutes. So, 5 minutes, how many sentences need? You can judge yourself, you can study yourself, and you prepare yourself for the introduction. In the next lecture, we will try to know, and it is from your side I will ask you your introduction, and prepare for this introduction at least 3 minutes. Not I am going to ask you 5 minutes, but I will ask you 3 minutes, in which 3 minutes you will introduce yourself. Okay? Like you are introducing in a interview. Second form of conversation skills, and here is asking for information. Always there are so many situations where there is the necessity to ask something more and more to the person in front of you, or to the fellow whoever present in front of you. There are formal situations, informal situations. There are people who are meeting to you, who are known and unknown. So, strangers and intimate fellows with whom you are asking the information. And whenever you are asking some information in the bank, at the post office, in the new college, or at new places, if you are unknown there, and the place is unknown, the situation is unknown to you, then you have to inquire, and this inquiry for getting the information. So getting the information, how to be, it should be polite and informal language, formal language, because you are in a formal situation with the strangers either, or you would be in formal situation with the intimate fellows. But be polite and be formal whenever you try to get some information from the listener. There are also some do's. When you are positively replying a request for information, if the listener has done the request and you are replying to that request, what type of the expressions that you can use? Definitely, your positive response should be there like this: sure, I would like to help you. No problem, I will help you. Or if you are curious, then you can represent in this way that let me see what type of the help that I can provide. I would be happy to tell that. See the expressions: sure, no problem, let me see, I would be happy to tell that, whatever you are going to tell him. and it would be a pleasure to help you, or it's my pleasure to help you. In this way, positively, you can reply for a request. If somebody has done to you, then you can reply in this way. This is positive reply. But if you are incapable for the reply that is positive reply, that is, if you are unable to provide the help, then you can negatively reply to that request. But this negative reply also gentle and formal, it don't hurt to somebody. So the expressions in this negative reply to a request can be expressed in this way: sorry, I can't help you. Say this: sorry, I can't help you. Here you haven't done any mistakes, right? But you are stating that sorry because you are incapable to help somebody, and hence you are stating sorry, I can't help you. Or another expression: sorry, but I don't know that. If you are not knowing whatever he is asking, then you can say this. But we have so many responses in everyday's life, isn't it? People are listening and they are keeping aside themselves and going forward. Sometimes angrily they are looking with us and don't reply. Sometimes arrogantly they are replying, but don't be like that. Be gentle, be formal, in which you can say sorry, but I don't know that. Another expression is that that's beyond me. If you are incapable to help somebody, then you say that's beyond me. I can't help you. That is sorry. Again here sorry. Instead of the beginning, at the end of this expression, we have used sorry. I am afraid. There is no necessity of the afraid. But this expression will suggest that you don't have the answer to that question, the question which is asked by the listener, and hence you are stating, I am afraid I don't have the answer to that question. Unfortunately, I don't have that information. Unfortunately, whatever it is, fortunate or unfortunate, but we can say this: unfortunately, I don't have that information. So, these are the negative reply to a request. In this way, you can gather or you can supply the information whatever you have, or whoever asked to you such question and its information. Gathering the information or offering the information in this way, positively and negatively, we can express with these expressions. With these words, I would like to conclude here. Thank you. Thank you very much.